This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Fiscally responsible, financial geniuses, monetary magicians. These are things people say about drivers who switch their car insurance to Progressive and save hundreds. Because Progressive offers discounts for paying in full, owning a home, and more. Plus, you can count on their great customer service to help you when you need it, so your dollar goes a long way. Visit Progressive.com to see if you could save on car insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states or situations.
Now, back to the interview from a few minutes ago with Barnes, Leslie, and Jimmy. The best of the morning X. 99X.
We are talking to Patch Adams.
Hey, Patch, one of the things, because the movie has, while it has, the people have really grasped onto it, and people, it's been in the top 5 movies for weeks now, but critically, it's, some people have liked it, some people haven't. And one of the criticisms about the movie has been that there seems to be a thread running through it that implies that all conventional medicine is bad and all doctors are evil. And I'm wondering if you got that impression as well.
Well, I think, first of all, that critics are critics because they can't do anything else. Mm-hmm. And that critics historically are cynical. They call the movie an overstatement of compassion, when in fact anyone who lives a compassionate life recognizes the movie as an understatement of compassion. They call it schmaltzy to be nice.
Right.
And in a world where there's so much horror, so much loneliness, so much violence, so much discomfort, so many prescriptions for Prozac and Xanax, it seems irresponsible that a critic would, every time they are faced with a movie with a positive message, that they call it schmaltzy. And the fact is, if you just punched into any kind of service that said, show me all the articles about medicine in the last 15 years, they all would be more extravagantly negative about the modern healthcare delivery system. I think the movie is more of a criticism of a system. I criticize medicine as a business. I criticize arrogance in medicine. And I think that if my letters are any indication, and the importance that medical students place in our work, and doctors and nurses all over the world, there is an outcry that how can medicine be compassionate and meaningful in the greedy, vulgarly greedy current context that it's in. There are great doctors in the worst of HMOs.
And Patch, the house that you had, or that they portray in the movie, the cabin, does it still exist today?
Well,
out in the countryside.
The fact is, there's no way we could have done that in medical school. They took what we did after medical school and telescoped it into happening in medical school.
That's funny you should say that, because one of the things I walked away from the movie thinking was, at very few times during the movie did you ever see them studying.
Right, when do you have time to do that?
And if I remember correctly...
Well, he was a genius.
Well, cinematically,
right, exactly.
How interesting is studying.
Well, I know.
Here he is learning the enzymes.
Mm-hmm.
So you did this after medical school, and has it shut down since, or is it still going?
Right. Where are we with the Gesundheit Institute?
We're a 28-year-old project. We're extremely radical.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we set out to do. I set out 31 years ago to create a model that would address every single problem of care delivery. And so for 12 years, we ran a pilot in a house a little bit nicer than the one you see in and a series of houses nicer than the one you see in the movie. It's not nicer than the one where we're building our hospital now. And we set out and created a hospital practice that never charged money, never carried malpractice insurance, never accepted third-party reimbursement, always integrated all the healing arts, was the first silly hospital in history where initial interviews with patients were 3 or 4 hours long. Those are radical concepts, and radical concepts don't get funded very easily. You can imagine trying to get funding for a hospital that doesn't carry malpractice insurance. Our first donation came 14 years into the project, and now, as we soon to enter our 29th year, and I'm happy to say, but a little embarrassed for a society crying out for solutions to healthcare delivery issues, that with this movie, it looks like we're going to move to where we're building our 40-bed rural hospital based on those principles.
Now, Patch, who do you go to when you have a sore throat? Who's your doctor?
Well, I really haven't been sick in decades.
He's Patch Adams. He doesn't get sick.
You don't get. Do you?
Well,
how many?
It's not a matter of not getting sick. If I don't get sore throats, I may occasionally get a little snot, but I wouldn't go to a doctor for snot. I mean, I have a huge number of medical friends, thousands of them, and they all look after me and care about me, which is preventive medicine. So I have a huge number of people in the health profession that love me and look after me, and I'm sure if I got sick, I'd go to which of them I thought would address the situation the best.
How many patients do you personally see?
I don't see any patients. It's much more important for me now. We ran our pilot project for 12 years and saw 15,000. The last 16 years, we've been focused on fundraising to building a model hospital because nowhere in America are we really addressing this horrible, greedy, and impersonal context that we have.
Let me ask you again about that because you're obviously very harsh on the conventional medical industry as being greedy and kind of money grubbing.
Let me give you an idea.
Okay.
The CEO of the Hospital Corporation of America in 1992, what do you think his take-home pay was?
I would say
$2 million.
I don't know.
How much over $50 million?
50?
How much over $100 million?
Okay.
$127 million. So do you think I have any possible right to condemn that?
Well, in that case, I would say you probably have every right in the world. I think maybe what the question would be is it seems like there's kind of an attitude that any doctor who does well for himself and makes money must just be greedy and not necessarily a good doctor. And would you agree that...
I don't think that's what I'm saying at all.
Okay, then... I just want to set the record straight because...
We live in a world society where the richest 360 people have the same amount of money as the poorest 2.4 billion.
Right.
We live in a society where because of the value our society places on fame, a ball bouncer can make $100 million and a school teacher makes $25,000. That's a war crime to me.
Well, a lot of those doctors who make that kind of money... because they worked very hard in their life and they went to school and became very educated.
That's not why they make a lot of money. A ditch digger works really hard. They make a lot of money because of where our society puts value.
Now, Pat, to be a ball bouncer, you've got to tie both shoes tightly. You've got to be able to run up and down wood. That's worth $100 million, isn't it? That's sickening.
Well, all right.
All I'm saying is that right now in our society, if we look at it medically, money and power are where we put success and value.
That's true.
No one that has any touch with patients knows that money and power give health. In fact, the society that has placed its values in money and power is crumbling. And so it actually is probably greed and the lust for power are probably the two worst diseases. They dwarf. The consequences of them dwarf the consequences of AIDS and cancer and heart disease. And medicine is just, it's no different than the movie theater where the Coke costs $3 when in actual fact it costs 10 cents to make. Mm-hmm. Why not 20 cents with 100% markup?
Now, right now, you make most of your income in speaking engagements. Is that right? I mean, that's where the majority of your income comes in.
I am salaried by Gesundheit. Everything I make goes to Gesundheit directly.
Okay, but your primary source of income is speaking engagements, is I believe what I've read, because that's...
Well, what I'm saying is I'm an employee of Gesundheit.
Right, and they get paid for the speeches, and he gets paid through them.
I see.
Patch, one last thing. It'll take 15 seconds of your time, and then you're off. We need for you to name as many fish as you can in 15 seconds.
This is our fish quiz. It's a speed game, and in 15 seconds, just rattle off as many fish that come to mind.
When do I start?
Anything underwater.
Ready? Patch. On your mark, get set, go.
Mackerel, trout, pike, salmon, tuna, sardines, I don't know, bream, crappie.
You got seven. It's not a bad showing. The record was 15.
Yeah. 15.
Thank you very much.
Hold on a second.
Hold on
All
one
right,
second.
Patch Adams.
It's the real Patch Adams on the Morning X.
The best of the Morning X. 99X.
Ever wonder how dark the world can really get?
Well, we dive into the twisted, the terrifying, and the true stories behind some of the world's most chilling crimes.
Hi, I'm Ben.
And I'm Nicole.
Together, we host Wicked and Grim, a true crime podcast that unpacks real-life horrors one case at a time.
With deep research, dark storytelling, and the occasional drink to take the edge off,
We're here to explore the wicked.
and reveal the grim. We are Wicked and Grim.
Follow and listen on your favorite podcast platform.